President Trump is about to make a huge deal over TikTok with a United States company to jointly own it with the Chinese company ByteDance. Trump and his delegation are pushing for a massive TikTok deal with less than 3 weeks to go, folks, until the U.S. ban will take effect on April 5th. So we have some big updates today on this. But before we get into it, drop down below and hit that subscribe button. Make sure you never miss another video from us again in the future. Now, the most recent update we have on all of this is from March 9th, when Trump told reporters on Air Force One that he's negotiating with 4 different groups to sell to the TikTok U.S. operation, saying that, quote, a lot of people want it and it's up to me, which he's very much true and it's very much in his favor. Trump likes to dub that he had a lot of support with the younger generation because of TikTok, wants to make sure that we get a deal done before April 5th. Initially, TikTok had gone dark for a little bit on January 19th, but because of Trump's assurance, and then he signed the executive order on his first day in office, they gave it a, I believe, 75-day delay from the DOJ from enforcing anything, because, they passed the bill through Congress and Biden signed it to enforce a TikTok ban. So on March 6th, Trump told USA Today that he'd probably extend the deadline if no deal is reached by April 5th, which is promising to see. Now, this was initially reported by Bloomberg, and there was other comments that we took from Politico, but Vice President J.D. Vance and National Security Advisor Mike Waltz are the ones leading the talks, per a couple anonymous sources from Bloomberg and Politico when they spoke today, the 16th, about it. Now, in April 2024, Congress, as we know, passed the law that was signed by Biden, forced ByteDance to sell TikTok's U.S. arm by January 19th or face a ban. It went dark for about 12 hours in the United States, and then Trump signed the executive order on his first day in office, so the DOJ is not penalizing any app stores until April 5th. Now, lawmakers cite that ByteDance, the Chinese-owned company, the parent company of TikTok, its ties with the Chinese Communist Party put over 170 million United States users' data at risk. Because that's what we know. We know this is a data collection machine. Just like most of these other apps that are like this, they are data collection machines. Facebook does it so they can give you the advertisements that are most likely tailored to you. The same thing goes with TikTok, but they can use that data in other ways. And right now, Oracle is leading the talks with the White House to run TikTok, building on its Project Texas deal from 2022, where there was some talks that ByteDance might relocate some of its Chinese servers to the United States and Texas, and potentially some of their staff would come here. Not really clear on that, but for sure the servers would come to Texas. A deal during the Biden administration ended up falling through, but they are dubbing it the 2.0 version of those talks right here. And Oracle's planned to oversee the user data to block Chinese access would be huge for the United States. But there are some difficulties and logistical realities that have to be faced in order, how would you say this? There are logistical realities that have to be faced in the fact that Oracle did not write the code for this. They didn't. So unless they're able to rebuild the algorithm themselves and make sure that there are no backdoor sources that the Chinese-owned company is going to be able to get access to this data without Oracle or the United States knowing, that's something that needs to be considered, talked about, and I'm sure that's a big part of these negotiations that are happened at the White House with J.D. Vance, Mike Waltz, leading up these negotiations. But ByteDance may and most likely will retain a role in this, but like we said, its algorithm control raises serious red flags. It's almost impossible for Oracle to guarantee that no Chinese backdoors are there if the algorithm is not completely rebuilt. Now, TikTok has a supposedly independent security inspector that in February determined that there was no data shared with China as of, like we said, as of February, which, how much do we really believe this? How independent are they actually? It's like, come on. Who's the one who hired these people? Were they hand-selected by ByteDance? Were they hand-selected by the Chinese Communist Party? How can we really be sure that they're independent? We can't. And there are many key lawmakers in this deal that are meeting with Oracle this week to address some of the national security concerns that they had, during the Biden administration when they passed this law to ban it, or to ban app stores from distributing it. They want to make sure that these national security concerns are addressed, or at least that there's a plan in place for it. And like we said, the April 5th deadline is about 20 days away, and Vance told NBC a couple of days ago that a deal is likely to happen before then to keep TikTok running. And Beijing, unfortunately, is going to have to approve any sale that happens. In March of 2024, the Chinese Communist Party vowed to firmly oppose a forced deal by the United States, they didn't say by the United States, but by a foreign government, a foreign entity. And we know that Trump, who won at one point, set a ban in place on TikTok, that then had a very big change of heart during the 2024 campaign when he used TikTok to reach millions and millions and millions of younger voters, low propensity voters that he was able to drive to get out to the polls. He had a big, big shift in how he feels about it. Because now he is a big supporter of TikTok, but understands that there are national security risks in the United States, or a United States company needs to own a portion of this. In December of 2024, in a Phoenix speech, he praised the app and its ability to reach young voters. Which, why would you want to ban something outright and not give them any opportunity to do the remediation required to stay active in the United States, especially. There are businesses that rely on this. It generates revenue. It generates economic activity within the country. There are great things that come from it. We just didn't make sure that the data is protected. Now, the Trump ally who leads Oracle has given information, we've got information from ByteDance and Oracle that shows that ByteDance favors Oracle as the company in the United States to purchase part of its U.S. operations, which, as we know, Larry Ellison, the CEO of Oracle, is a longtime supporter of President Trump. And, if no deal happens by April 5th, TikTok is going to face a ban unless Trump extends it again. And China's approval is really kind of out there. Is the Chinese Communist Party, are they going to give their stamp of approval on this? It's going to be a big if, because we are not guaranteed that it's going to happen. And Trump is racing, and his team is racing to seal a deal with TikTok, with Oracle by April 5th. There's 170 million users in the United States that are hanging on, and lots of businesses that are hanging on. They don't want uncertainty. We want certainty. So do we need to shift our, if there are businesses who market on TikTok, do we need to shift our focus towards, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube Shorts and stuff like that? Or are we going to be able to focus on all of them? And if TikTok's where they're at, that's where they're at. It generates a lot of revenue for people. And, is Trump going to be able to save TikTok, or is this going to be a flop? Drop down below. Let me know in the comments. What do you think is going to happen? Do you think Trump's going to get a deal sealed, or do you think he's going to have to extend it? What do you think is going to happen? We'll go over it next time. If there's any information that comes out on the TikTok ban between now and then, we'll get you the information there. We are always here to make sure you get the best information right away. So that's going to wrap things up for today, folks. Thank you so much for tuning in. We will catch you all next time.